Hi class. Today I would like to share with you someone in my life who has influenced me greatly. My son, Jake Daniel Schmidt. My son is the love of my life and the one person that keeps me alive and going every day. Jake is now 12 years old and is the smartest young man I know. Just crazy smart. It is because of him that I carefully consider the choices I make as a parent, knowing I can dramatically affect my son and his well being through my actions, my choices, and my characteristics of my everyday life, how I act. So, my son Jake's ability to still love me, even though he is staying with my mom and dad who had adopted me when I was a little girl. My dad recently passed away, but so he's in Pebble Beach with my mom. Um, the fact that he can still love me and that he has no hard feelings and still he cares about me and loves me as his mother is amazing and shows how strong and resilient he is. I'll show a picture at the end. So, I look back and remember the life altering situation that led me to be pregnant with my son. It's a tragic one, but at the same time, it is that day that changed my life forever. I can never forget the heartbreak of the day that I shut that day deep down into a box and didn't let anyone know what happened. I tried to act like I was fine and that nothing was wrong until one day, 5 months later, at work, at Sally's Beauty Supply, of all places, right? My coworker says to me, "Girl, you look amazing and like you're glowing. Are you pregnant?" Oh, wow. I stood there in shock, trying to wrap my head around the fact that I had been sick and throwing up for a couple days, you know, every month. Um, I just thought it was my mental health and me trying to hide the brutal assault that happened that day 5 months prior. To my shock, I never would have thought in a million years that I could be pregnant. Like, what? No. I went home and took 4 pregnancy tests. Yes, 4. And sure enough, I was pregnant. I was devastated at first and I never really even thought if I was for or against abortion. But I didn't have a choice even to figure out what my opinion on abortion was. I was already 5 months pregnant, and it was too late to have an abortion as a choice. Again, don't give me. I again, though I'm not sure where I stand on the subject, but I didn't have to worry about it because I was having a baby, whether I liked it or not. After being raped by 4 Hispanic guys 5 months prior, I was broken at the same time in awe that I had this little growing being inside me, and that after life has been so up and down and shocking that I'm still alive due to all the childhood abuse and self harming I had dealt with since I was a little girl. It was a miracle that I was going to be a mother, if I wanted to or not. Sorry, this is emotional for me. Okay, so after the shocking revelation of being pregnant finally wore off and my day to day life took a drastic change, I treated life as it was worth living and that I had a growing bundle of joy I had to take care of inside me. It made me stop smoking and become healthy and restore my relationship with my parents, whom I was not living with at the time. I gave them another chance and tried to better my life because of this life altering moment. Very life altering. Sorry, I have a fly. Okay, my son Jake was 2 weeks late from the due date, and I had to be induced, and then they had to hook me up to more IVs to stop the contractions, and then I had to have an emergency C-section, which was crazy, where me and him almost died. So I referred to my son as my miracle baby. Okay, having almost died giving birth and everything that has happened with the circumstances about how I got pregnant and everything, I never once, never once, never once had a negative feeling or negative thought towards my son. He is amazing, he is resilient, and has been a miracle in my life. In my upside down life that had turned into the best thing that could have happened in my whole life. My life changed, and I had to come clean about the circumstances that led to my pregnancy. I still have PTSD and stuff, but I have never once, never once had a negative thought or feeling towards my son or about my son. I know that some people who have been raped and got pregnant hate the child or cannot even they cannot even stand to look at the child because of what happened to them. But I could never, ever, ever have anything but love for my son, for my precious son. He's my precious son. My son is my biggest supporter in my life and my lifeline. He's my biggest supporter in my lifeline. When I want to give up, he is the reason I don't. He started walking and talking early, and even though he had eczema and allergies really bad as a baby, even though I am not allergic to anything except latex, he struggled through his allergies and has asthma, but has gotten better the more he gets older. My son has my sense of humor that is over the top humor, but has earned a scholarship to a private elementary school in Pebble Beach, where he lives, with my adopted mom. And even though I can't be there with him because of my adopted mom tricked me into signing over custody of him and charges me with child support to this day, but my son is amazing and still knows that I'm his mother and he loves me as much as I love him. He is the love of my life, and he is the reason I don't give up and or that I don't turn to drugs or anything negative, because I know that I have a son that I'm responsible for and that he relies on me for his well-being and love. I talk to him every day, and I am so proud to be his mother. He is the smartest child that I know, and he rides horses, plays football, soccer, speaks Japanese, and loves to learn. He is just as smart and funny as I am, and I am proud to be his mother. So, after the horrible aspects of the way I conceive my son, he has never once affected my love and feelings and caring for my son, Jake Daniel Schmidt. I am proud to be his mother, and after almost dying giving birth, he will always be my miracle baby and the proudest and most selfless and pure thing in my life and in his own life. He is smarter than most 12-year-old children and has the best sense of humor. That is as me. He is as funny as me. He loves to laugh, and he knows even though I'm not right there with him, he still knows I'm his mom and that I'm here for him day or night, and day and night, and in any situation, good or bad, and that he is the best part of me in more ways, more than one way. He is my proudest accomplishment, that sounds weird, and he is my lifeline and my reason to live. He is not just my son. Quote, he is not just my son, he is the reason for living, the love of my life, and my king of my heart. I love him, my dear son. Another quote, a son makes love stronger, days shorter, nights longer, bankroll smaller, home happier, clothes shabbier, the past forgotten, and the future worth living for. I adore his smile, I cherish his hugs, I admire his heart, but most of all, I love that he is my son.